Hello, hello, and welcome to your weekly forecast. Our channeled message for this week is you have to relax in order to receive. Spirit was showing me the Empress card and the Ten of Cups. Pretty powerful, positive energy, but the indication is also, Spirit was showing me a woman in labor, right? Someone in labor about to deliver a child, and the whole time you are not in push, 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 push mode, right? There's like a little bit of the body knows what to do if we will kind of relax and let it do the doing, and that's what I hear. So if there's like a project or a problem or whatever that you've been kind of trying to put together or take apart, and that's how they're putting it, the missing ingredient might actually be to like kind of sit back and take a breather. Come back to it after a nap or some fun out with your friends or a little bit of creative expression. Like, I'm going to go draw, I'm going to go dance, I'm going to go write some poetry, I'm going to go do something else. And then I'm going to come back and look at this again, and you're going to have a different perspective. And I feel like it's like the delivery. The delivery comes a lot easier when you take a breath, take a beat. That's what I hear. Okay. Let's get into the daily forecast, and then we'll get into the elemental readings for all the signs. So Spirit, for as always, our highest good, joy, ease, fulfillment, abundance. What do we need to know this week? What is the wave? Starting with Monday. Wow. I mean, it's akin to the Ten of Cups and the Empress. Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Powerful, powerful energy here. Of course, we would say powerful feminine energy, like the Empress. And when I say feminine, I mean yin. I mean receiving as opposed to yang, acting, directing, forcing, right? Faith over force. Continuing to do what you are doing. You are great at it. Queen of Wands says show up with confidence. Confidence in your creativity, your abilities, your warmth. She's a natural leader. She's a natural creator. And she's very into... It's like Leo energy. Like, I really enjoy being myself and doing the things I do, and everybody who's around me benefits from that glow, right? Because I'm also just as interested in your skills and talents and joy and celebrating and amplifying you. That's Queen of Wands energy. So is that you, or is that someone around you, or is it both, as it often is? Because when we meet someone in the tarot, we're meant to have a resonant energy inside of us, right? So is someone bringing that confidence and charisma out in you, or maybe you're bringing it out in somebody else? Sitting next to the Nine of Pentacles, that's huge, massive accomplishment. That's enjoying the fruits of your labor. That's standing back and looking at what you've created and really appreciating it. And I'm using that word deliberately. It's like appreciating assets. There's a correlation there, right? When I appreciate what I've done, what I have, who I am, how hard I've worked to be where I am, even if where I am is not where I'm trying to be yet, right? I get closer to where I'm trying to go. Imagine having an executive assistant who you're like, okay, so you need to get up, and then you need to wash this, and then you need to do the laundry, and then you need to call this place, and then you need to get to work, and then you need to commute to there, and then you don't forget to do the... And you never said thank you, and you never paid them. Would they stick around? Would they be, even if they stuck around, like a faithful, devoted, like I'm 100% in and it's all about you kind of assistant? Nah, they'd probably abandon that ass, right? Real quick. So, point being, be appreciative to yourself. Don't be that person to yourself accidentally where you're just putting yourself through the paces and not taking a moment to go, oh, you know what? You've been working really hard. Nice work, right? So Queen of Wands to yourself as well as maybe to somebody else. Okay? Okay. Pretty nice energy, especially for a Monday. There's some recognition there, whether it's you giving it to yourself or someone else giving it to you. And either way, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Hopefully both. All right, now let's look at Tuesday. What's the vibe, Spirit? What is the energy? What does it benefit us to have our focus on? Big deal. And like Spirit's using that phrase very specifically. Some of you might be making a big deal, right? Shake is what that is. It's a robot hand. That's a shake. You might be shaking hands on something on Tuesday, signing papers on something on Tuesday that goes a lot further than you've been before, that shows you that you're at a milestone. So justice, the law, order, choices, and not just like, ooh, will I have coffee or tea, but like, will I marry this person? Will I buy this building? Will I move into this place? Will I sign this lease? Whatever, right? The big, big decisions where it's not just you involved, the choice reverberates, right? So Tuesday says have a clear head, but also, you know, the scales. We want to balance our head and our heart when we're making this decision. What is the right thing to do? What's going to have the right outcome? Justice is also a karma card. So it's a card that shows up when karma is coming around, and it will settle debts. And that's actually how I'm hearing it. So some of you might be experiencing that. And if you have any karma to clean up, I would say do that and be very deliberate about it. Like, I want to settle, I want my debt settled. I don't want no extra stuff coming at me out of nowhere, no curveballs, right? So I will be as clean, clear, honest, straightforward as I can be, because that means I generally deal with a much clearer, cleaner, more straightforward life, right? Beautiful opening happening from that choice, or like that choice is opening up big doors for you. 3 of Wands is new horizons, off on a new adventure. I'm looking at something completely new, and like, it's not just one thing. The possibilities are opening up wider and wider as I make a decision that feels like this is the right thing for me. This is what I want to do. This crazy lighting. Sorry about that. It's early in the morning. So what do you want to do? What choice do you want to make? And could you, like, and you want to make it official? You want to make it official, like, I'm going for this. Maybe you even just sign up like kind of a contract with yourself. You know what I mean? For some of you, where it's like, I'm doing it. I've been thinking about it. I finally feel like maybe I'm ready. That's what I feel with that Nine of Pentacles from the day before mixed with that. Maybe I finally feel like I'm ready, and I'm ready to let myself go for it. And I also see for some of you, it's like somebody else sees you and says, oh yeah, they're ready to go for it. And that could be the justice, the signing part, where it's like a manager signs your promotion or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Now let's get into Wednesday. Midweek spirit. What does it benefit us to be aware of on Wednesday, on Mercury Day? What do we need to know for our highest good? When we bring our awareness to this, it gives us the opportunity to align with our highest good. Holy wow. Holy wow. Wednesday, Ace of Cups and the Chariot. I want to mention right off the top, water, Ace of Cups, the Chariot is the Cancer card. Cancer is a cardinal sign. It goes for it. It does, right? And Cancer is my feelings have to be in it, or I'm not willing to go. And that's why Spirit's bringing me the sign of Cancer. If my feelings are in it, then I can take it as far as I want to go. Then I'm willing to deal with whatever obstacles, opponents, challenges come up as I go, right? The Chariot is saying, I'm willing to deal with the friction to get this traction. I'm down. I'm okay with it. I'm not thinking, oh yeah, I want to go for it because it's totally going to work and it's going to be easy. No, I'm realistically ready for the whole journey because I'm all in. I'm in love. Ace of Cups, I'm in love with this person or this project or this idea, and I'm willing to do what I need to do to take it all the way. I think of like the Six of Wands as a little victory card and the Chariot as a big victory card. Like something that requires willpower, dedication, willingness to face a challenge, and willingness to kind of be in it for the long haul and taking your whole self with you. And I feel like, I mean, all of these cards are kind of pointing to a very wholehearted approach. And maybe that's the theme for this week, is like a very wholehearted approach is what is going to get you there, is what is going to take you through, you know, dark horse, white horse, the hard times and the easy times, the challenges and the victories. Like when I embrace all of it with an open heart, things really start to flow. And that's what I hear too, is like dams break and challenges move out of the way. Funny thing, you know, Spirit's funny, they're saying it's like kind of like when you deal with a bully in elementary school or beyond, where the minute you stand up to them and say like, no, they kind of bloop, they just kind of, most of them just melt and fall out of the way, right? Because they're not prepared for people to stand up to them. That's not, the whole thing is to try to get people not to stand up to them, right? And that's what all this stuff is about. So I feel like you standing up to something or someone, or maybe even an inner bully, and being like, actually, no, you can't stop me. Nah, nah. I like it. Wholehearted. Wholehearted. Now let's look at Thursday. Thursday, Spirit. What do we need to know? What, when we bring to our focus to its Spirit, what is the truth to bring out the most of Thursday? Jesus, that's pretty unequivocal. Get your feet under you. Have your wholehearted approach, okay? Come Thursday, we're facing a challenge. It's a good thing we're in the Chariot. We've got the Devil and the Tower on Thursday. What Spirit is asking you is to notice what things can take you out from below. That's something they're saying, like they're giving me the word Pluto, like the planet, like Plutonian, like Scorpionic, right? Like power structures, like manipulation, right? It's a very, I'm getting Machiavelli vibes. That's what I kind of get. So if you're not familiar, Machiavelli literally wrote the book on how to manipulate people into getting them to do what you want, not necessarily in the most ethical ways, right? Like how to use your power is kind of what I feel. And I feel that somebody is misusing their power on Thursday. Now, of course, this is a collective reading, so I feel compelled to zoom out and say we're going through a lot of stuff where the powers that be are being stripped, bubbed, etc. So perhaps there's some more Thursday tea coming out. Could be some tea on Thursday. Now, when it comes to us, when it comes to you as an individual and how you can use this energy, navigate this energy to your best advantage, when your fears show up, it's an opportunity to face them. And it's an opportunity to notice if you see anything different about them this time around from where you're standing now, right? Think back, 9 of Pentacles, the Chariot, etc. Like, hey, this is what it feels like is for some people, because of the Devil, it's coming around again. Here comes this person again, or here comes this pattern or situation or opportunity to get into this addictive or toxic cycle again. How do you want to handle it? Where do you see it now, right? Some of you might choose to deliberately, Looney Tunes style, detonate it. Some of you might flee the tower before it falls because from where you're standing you recognize the restriction or the fear that could keep you in a tower. And that's really what I feel, is Thursday might be a really tempting invitation to slide back into a tower. Let me give you the example that I'm getting. Somebody who leaves a choking corporate job and then maybe hasn't quite found their feet outside of that atmosphere yet. And then let's say Thursday, they get a call from their old job. They get an email like, or whatever, saying like, hey, like, how you been? How's the thing going? We'd love to have you back. Hey, you want to climb back in the tower? Hey, we got room for you in here. That's the vibe. Okay. So metaphorically, what is that for you? Again, maybe the old boyfriend or the old partner calling up and be like, hey, oh, you know, we could just meet for coffee. We could just chat. And it's like, come into my tower, little girl. Like that's kind of what I feel. So gender regardless, that's the vibe. It's very like Big Bad Wolf, Little Red Riding Hood. Don't get trapped in the tower. And if you gotta detonate one, detonate it. And if it falls out of your way, take it as a nod from the universe that you are ready for something different, okay? Okay. Nature of collective readings. If you ever want to get a personal one because something resonates that hard, the way to do that is in the little box below. Okay. Now let's talk about Friday. How does the wave continue, Spirit? Friday. A big turnaround. And many, many aces, okay? The sun And the Ace of Swords, hello, are we seeing the symbolism here? Clarity, clarity, Venn diagram, clarity, truth, up front, above board, all where everybody can see it. Big opposite, big opposite of this, right? No bullshit, clear skies, no debris. Everything is, I'm also hearing the word natural. So it's not going against what you feel. It's not trying to like, I'm hearing like build yourself up to get something or to do something. It's like, I can do it as me. I can do it in a way that is fun. And the spirit is really having me hone in. It's funny that it's like a red flag. That would be funny under another context. But I don't feel that with this. I feel that it's like, you're supposed to do it like you. That's why, right, originally the baby in the sun card is holding that flag. It's like, this is me. I'm happy. I'm good. Like, I love myself. I'm whole as myself. I don't need to carry somebody else's banner. I don't need to be underneath somebody else's banner to have something to say or to be able to do cool things. I can do it as me. And that's what I feel. It's like free and clear and open. And it's very honest. Ace of Swords says, tell the truth. Ace of Swords says, initiate the conversation, whatever that may be. For some people, it could be, hey, I like you. What are we going to do about that? For some people, it could be, hey, this isn't working for me. Or, hey, like I've just discovered a boundary and I need to tell you about it and I need you to respect it or whatever. And it's confident. It's easeful. The sun, natural. Nothing to get worked up about. Nothing I have to build myself up. It's not Seven of Wands, right? It's not like, you're not going to do, no, it's like, hey, I've realized this about myself or whatever. I need this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm really excited. I'm going to start this. That's the vibe. Really beautiful, beautiful energy, especially coming off the day before. So some of you might be unhappy to face a tower or face the devil, but it could lead to ultimate clarity and truth and realizations. So your spirit's singing, don't fear the reaper, right? Don't fear the reaper. It's all a natural part of life. Okay, let's talk about Saturday. Let's keep this wave going, Spirit. What do we need to know for our highest good on Saturday? Telling the truth continues. Empowering ourselves continues. So, Saturday, we've got the Emperor and the Knight of Swords. Now, you know when I was talking about like the Empress and the Ten of Cups and how that's very yin energy, and same thing with like the Nine of Pentacles, this is very yang energy. This is solar. This is direct. This is quote unquote masculine, right? Which but whatever. This is active energy. This is doing. This is going out and talking and making and building. So Saturday, are you going to be out in the mix? You might well be, and if you're not, it might be a good idea to set that up. The Emperor is power. It is also structure. It's discipline. It's initiative. And the Knight of Swords has a lot of initiative. But the Spirit's funny. They're like, yeah, but they also have like a lot of thoughts. A lot of thoughts, a lot of words, a lot of go, 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 go. And sometimes they can kind of outrun themselves or run circles around themselves. Spirit's saying like, hey, air signs in particular, if you know yourself to be somebody who can kind of spiral and like run circles around yourself, slow it down. Emperor energy is kind of a nice anchor for this Knight of Swords. Now, I feel for some people, this is like a little bit of a touchy or inconvenient or like staticky conversation with a father figure or partner figure, like husband, father. That's the vibe I'm getting. And again, I'm using like these male pronouns, but this could be a woman that quote unquote wears the pants in her family and is more of the leader and the manager, right? I feel like there's a discussion with like a manager of some kind in people's lives. And there's a little bit of, I feel like negotiation. And I feel don't get ahead of yourself with that Knight of Swords, and perhaps there's somebody in your life who might be kind of getting ahead of themselves and trying to, what Spirit is showing me is like somebody, you know, when everybody gets into their positions at the beginning of the race and it's like you wait for the pistol to go off, and some people, they're not necessarily trying to cheat, but they're so raring to go that they like go and then everybody has to line back up and everything. It's like, hey man, wait for the pistol. Spirit's like, wait for the little horn to go off, okay? You'll know when it's time to go. You might outrun yourself Saturday. So I do feel get in the mix. I do feel communicate, but with that communication, I want to give the caveat of don't rush. Don't make wild promises and projections. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so for some of you, like maybe that's literally connected to your career, like we make projections for a living. Don't make crazy out there, far away projections. Like stay right here. The emperor would be like, and what today? And what right now? That's great, this long vision. Okay, how do we do that? Your beautiful long vision, sexy goal. What are the unsexy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, D, E, F to get to there, right? So we have great ideas. Let's anchor them in what is practical and possible in the now, and let's set up, here's the person with the great vision. Here's the person who says, okay, let's figure out the system to get to the great idea, and remember that we can't rush there, right? So that's the vibe. Yeah, you can't rush, but you can absolutely get there, and you do have a great vision. And definitely be in the mix. Just don't get ahead of yourself or make promises that it turns out actually that sounded great in the moment. Like, it's interesting, this is very specific, this is not for everybody at all, but Spirit is showing me certain people having fun at a party, and there might be some substances that make people speed up and get more grandiose and stuff like that, and maybe they make a promise or they sign up to do something or say they'll whatever, and then it's like, oh, well, I meant that when I was under the influence and now I don't. So whoever that one person is that's for, just be advised. Take care. Look out for yourself. Keep it chill. Okay. Let's get into Sunday. Let's see, Spirit, how do we wrap up this week? What do you want to bring our attention and focus to for our highest good on Sunday? Beautiful. Speaking of chill, very nice, chill, reciprocal cards. The Queen of Cups, deep feeler, intuitive, she's very relaxed, she's on her lotus blossom. Something that Spirit is saying, this relates a lot to the Empress and the Ten of Cups that they were showing me about relaxing and then receiving. Relax, receive. The money, the resource, the attention that you are looking for is available to you. And yeah, it's like there's a theme of wholeheartedness and there's a theme of trust this week. The Queen of Cups, they're really highlighting for me that she is sitting on her lotus blossom. Lotus blossoms are gorgeous, and they can literally only grow out of muck, mud, dark, stagnant waters, right? And that's why we use the lotus blossom as a metaphor for wisdom, is out of these deep, dark, terrible things that we go through, if we are able to grow through them, we blossom with wisdom, compassion, etc., right? So sitting, relaxing, receiving, believing that, this is important, everything that has happened up until now has been for your blossoming, for your enlightenment, for your growth, right? And understanding and wholeheartedness. And when you can relax into that a little bit more and say, okay, I'm doing my part, so that means I can take a breath and sit back and relax, you might be surprised at what you receive. Six of Pentacles. As I give, I shall receive in abundance. So if I give nothing, I shall receive that in abundance, right? So give. Give of yourself. And Queen of Cups says, emotionally speaking, you might be having a sweet, sensitive, gentle conversation with someone. For some of you, they're showing me like a mother and child. Like, hey, we're having this deep conversation. For others, it's some friend of yours. And I feel for some of you, of course, you are the Queen of Cups who is sitting and doing that for other people. Beautiful energy. And just remember to be as open to receiving as you are to giving, okay? I gotta say that. I know I got a lot of sweethearts, sensitives, and lovers watching my content because, you know, that's what we do here. So I gotta say, make sure that you are looking out for your own boundaries, your own needs. Spirit is using the word interoception. And that just means having a sense of what's going on inside of your body, like as mundane and simple as like, oh, I need to pee, or I'm hungry, as I'm getting uncomfortable around this person, or I'd like to leave now, or whatever, and actually going with that. So that's what I hear too, because that's part of that reciprocality. I take care of myself, that allows me to take care of other people, right? And if I don't take care of myself, ergo vis-a-vis, I won't be able to take care of other people, you know? So the better and more beautiful and deep the care you take for yourself, the more beautiful, deep care you are able to take care of others, okay? Okay, that's my back door for the generous people to get into helping you be nice to yourself. All right, let's get into a speed run of your elemental forecast. I record your readings before work. If you would like to help me, if you would like to support the channel and make it easier for me to do long readings, please see my Patreon that is also just south of this video. We do daily readings, we do a monthly call-in show. It's pretty neat. Okay, let's talk to the fire signs. Y'all were last week. No, that's a lie. Were y'all first last week? Okay, we'll start with the earth signs. Sorry, fire signs. That was not nice. That was not nice of me to dangle that in front of you. Okay, let's start with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Want to know the theme for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn people this week? Gorgeous. Okay. And Spirit, what about money, work, jobs, opportunities? What do the earth signs need to know? There we go. For their highest good. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, jobs, opportunities, money, income, resources, business. If they bring their focus to this, it brings health to their wealth. Yes, indeed. And I want to look at their mind, the mental climate. What's going on in the heads, and in the hearts of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn spirit. What's going on this week? What is the wave and how can we make the most of it? You're graduating, and graduating means leaving something behind, right? It means we're heading somewhere really like a bigger, better, more exciting place. And it means that whatever is behind us needs to be left behind for good. Like Spirit is saying, you don't take like all of your stuff when you go to move into a dorm, right? It's like, okay, and now this is the new me. I've moved on, I've grown up. The world is at the center for the earth signs this coming week. Ah, I see. Completion of a cycle. Big completion. When I say graduation, it's like I graduated from this job or this relationship or this belief about myself or whatever. And like I'm done with that. And even better than that, I can take what I've learned into the new chapter and I have a clearer idea of where I'm going, even if it's only because I know where I'm not going to be. Let's talk about it. Seven of Swords, Eight of Cups, leaving the stagnant past behind, leaving battles that are no longer mine to fight, feelings of guilt or shame or woulda, coulda, shoulda that it doesn't serve me or anyone around me for me to carry. A lot of you have some shame. That's what I hear, is some shame that needs to drop off, some old beliefs and things that you've said to and about yourself that you are fully graduating from and you are ready to embark. Like, I'm hearing like the Spirit is, they're singing a whole new world, okay? Aladdin style, they're singing a whole new world. So with the graduation, with the leaving behind of this, something completely new, different, exciting, full of opportunity opens up, right? Ace of Wands, when it comes to your spirit, your fire, your energy. Brilliant idea, and Spirit is like, now put this little spark into a candle. Three of Pentacles, structure, steps, also groups, collaboration, right? Who inspires me? is something Spirit is saying with the Three of Pentacles. Who inspires me? Who do I think of as like a teacher or a mentor or an artist, or, you know, which one of these are you, right? You could be the artist, you could be the teacher, you could be the model. But what are you a part of? What are you inspired to be a part of, whether you need to create it now or you're in the midst of it? And that's, I hear both things, right? For some of you, Ace of Wands really is like, this is just the spark and seed of an idea, and I know exactly who I want to share that with. And for others of you, it's like, oh yeah, we've been working on this, but now that I'm finally divesting from some old ways of thinking and acting and being and treating myself, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. A whole new world. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Now, let's talk to the air signs. Let's talk to Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. What do Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius people need to know, Spirit, for their highest good when they bring their attention, their focus, their awareness to this theme, their lives improve? How did I know that that was going to pop out, air signs? Okay. I know I'm giving you the trailer. I promise. We're going to see it in just a second. Okay, let's look at money. Jobs, resources, opportunities. Okay, no wonder, no wonder, no wonder. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What about their mind? What kinds of thoughts, words, messages? What is the mental climate for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Lord, I could feel it as I was shuffling. I could feel even, you know, oftentimes for those who don't know, if you have mediumistic tendencies, sometimes you feel in your body or in your mind the way that it feels to be the person that you're reading for. And Spirit is like, did you know that rushing is a trauma response? And then did you know that rushing actually continues to dysregulate an already dysregulated nervous system? So air signs, something as simple as, I'm fast walking right now, and I'm not late to an appointment. It's not like life or death for me to get there at a certain time. Let me consciously slow down my pace. Let me consciously take a few actual full deep breaths. Not, you know, like a little mouse breaths, little wasp breaths for the people who've seen Absolutely Fabulous. Okay? Slow it down. There's some anxiety. There's some fast-moving thoughts, and Spirit is like, they're reminding me of that Knight of Swords and saying, remember that your mind can move a lot faster than your body. So your mind is like running to the ends of the earth, and your body is like exhausted trying to keep up with it. So that's that mind-body connection, right? Like, so, okay, if I'm way too much in my head, then that means I need to get into my body, right? Head is fast, body is slow. So anytime I slow down, anytime I like, oh wait, let me like actually taste my food or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. What about their heart? Emotions, relationships. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, one more, Spirit. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. How is their fire looking? Their spark? What is lighting or firing up the air signs, Spirit? What do you want to bring their awareness to for their highest good? New possibilities. You are breaking out, okay? Now, breaking out can be a little scary. So let's talk about it. I didn't even pull a clarifier. Spirit wanted both of these cards. The Tower and Judgment. So it's similar vibes. It's kind of like, are you willing to have a judgment moment? Because if you're willing to have a judgment moment of like, okay, this is a come to Jesus, you know, I got a diagnosis, or someone in my life said something to me that rocked me, or whatever, this is an awakening. This is your wake-up call, right? That's judgment, and so is the Tower. So it's kind of like, if you are willing to have the judgment moment, you might not have to experience the Tower moment, okay? That's just what I hear for some of you. Now, for some of us, it really will, I'm a Libra sun, I'm right there with you, there could be just a Tower moment. Something that I thought was going to last and was going to be okay and was set up and strong and steady falls apart, right? So the job falls apart, or the person that said, yeah, I can help you with that thing, that falls through. That's the kind of thing that I'm hearing. That is also a wake-up call. Oh, actually, this person's not going to be able to be here for me, or they don't believe in it the way I do, or whatever. Like, take the wake-up call for what it is. The tower is not going to physically, mortally wound us, but it can throw us off and make us feel powerless. And Spirit is like, that's actually the opposite of what we would like to come through. We would like you to take the power that is actually yours and not have this false sense of safety or false sense of I'm safe from that because I live here or because I'm this color or whatever it is. It's like, nope, just know that every time you do that, you're putting yourself up in a tower because really everybody's vulnerable or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? It's weird to be a medium and say stuff and be like, gosh, somebody's freaking out right now as I say that, but who knows? Okay. So, air signs. First little couplet, very kind of related. Nine of Swords will have us staying in a Four of Pentacles position. Nine of Swords, anxiety, fearfulness, swimming around in like, what if, oh my God, it's not even what if, it's oh my God, it's gonna happen. It's all gonna go wrong. This is how, this is when, I know it, it's because I did this, I'm being punished, blah, blah, blah. Thought spirals, right? That's like the Nine of Swords. I'm keeping myself up and I'm stuck in my head. And when we're stuck in our head, we tend to be stuck, Four of Pentacles, in other places and other ways, stuck in dead-end jobs, as an example. And that's kind of what I'm getting clearly is like, there's a bottleneck on the money, and the bottleneck might be you. You might be holding on really tightly to your resources, and ironically, it could be keeping you from getting more resources, right? We see that this person is a merchant. They're in lovely clothes, nice jacket, boots. They've got coins to spare, and yet they won't spare a damn one. They're holding on, they're standing on, they're balancing it on their head. There's no way to go anywhere without losing one, right? But that's only because of the way they're carrying it. If they just threw that shit in a bag and slung it over their shoulder, they could go anywhere, but they feel like I need to have total control. And what do you know, when we try to have total control, airtight control over anything, it's out of control, right? And the direct feeling is that we feel out of control because, surprise, we weren't able to control it because that's not fucking possible because nobody can. Also notice that there is a bustling cityscape behind this person. There are people who would like what you have, my God. There are people who would like what you have if you would go let people see it, if you wouldn't hold on to it so fiercely, okay? So your brilliant idea is you bring it out of that airtight, musty-ass basement and show it to some people, okay? What if, what if, what if, what if? What if? What if? What if this? What if this happened? Because you accidentally got let loose from a tower because a tower crumbled, but you figured out, oh, I'm Rapunzel. I don't want to be in there. That's actually not the best or safest or most fun place for me to be. I have places I want to go. I have things I want to experience. Three of Wands, Ten of Cups, adventure, and emotional victory, satisfaction, overjoyed, right? Is the Ten of Cups. Like, my cups runneth over. I couldn't even, how could I enjoy more blessings and grace from the universe? This is like, it's almost too much, but in the best way, right? So if you are set free from a job or a relationship or a belief system, that's something else about the tower, right? Political systems, beliefs, religions, philosophies. We can be rocked because that somebody we believed in did something really messed up, and now like our faith is shaken or whatever. That is an opportunity to awaken, to broaden, to search, right? And Spirit is saying, all those tower moments that happen in our lives, as difficult as they are an opening, right? What did Leonard Cohen say? The crack is how the light gets in, right? So let the light in if there is a crack this week. It is truly, no bullshit, an opportunity to be overjoyed. This could be the thing that, 6 months or 3 years or whatever it is from now, you're like, thank God that person dumped me, or that job fired me, or I was rejected, or I couldn't make that thing happen because I wouldn't be here right? If I couldn't have done that. So that's what I hear. So have faith, and on that faith, based on that faith, be brave, right? Okay, that's what I hear. All right, air signs. I hope that that is helpful. Now, let's talk to the fire signs. Oh no, I lied. We're going to talk to the water signs. I'm so sorry. I have to keep y'all straight. Poor fire signs. I'm so sorry. Comment if you feel personally attacked by me continuously saying I'm going to do the fire signs, and I pick the most impulsive and the most fast of the elements to say it to. Sorry, forgive me. Okay. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Spirit, we want to know what is showing up for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces this week. Lord! All right. What about in the realm of money, work, jobs, opportunities for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces? Okay. And how about the mental realm? Their thoughts, kind of conversations they're having internally and externally, Spirit. What is the mental climate like for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces people this week? All right. And what about their own element, the realm of the heart? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Okay. And finally, their light, their fire. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces people. What is sparking them? Burning, lighting, firing them up. Hey, choices to make. Choices to make. Water signs. Death clarified by Temperance. A closing door. And I feel that for some of you, it's like you've probably been seeing that card over and over. That's just the vibe that I'm getting in Spirit, is like, it's okay. All you have to do with death is be willing to let go. All you have to do. It doesn't make it always easy that like this era of my life is over. One of the ways that Spirit is showing this to me is like kids leaving the nest, right? It's not some horrible catastrophe. In fact, it's an amazing accomplishment, and it's the end of a very important chapter. Like, oh, that is irrevocably over. Whether they ever move back in, it will never be me and my kids and we're all under the same roof as they grow up, right? Or somebody who gets pregnant. That's the end of life as like a single person who's never had a child, right? Now I have a child. That can be a death cycle, so it doesn't have to be something negative, but it's this part of my life is over, this chapter, this phase. And I'm being called into a gentler, more balanced area, right? I'm being called to moderate and temper how I do life. And I feel like when you make a decision about how you want to go forward, which is what it seems like you're doing, which appropriate, end of a cycle. Oh, what now? Well, if this is what I'm working with, how do I want to handle that? There are adjustments to be made. And Two of Wands is I'm standing at a crossroads. I could go this way or I could go that way. This looks really interesting. This looks like I can handle it, like I know how to do it. And that's kind of how they're showing it to me, is like, this seems out of my depth, but exciting. And this seems within my like realm of expertise or whatever, but not necessarily as attractive as this other path, right? And there's no moral quandary here. If you choose the path that is like, oh yeah, like I feel more comfortable and competent on this path, that's a fine choice. We all need to make the decision that feels good to us. And Spirit is saying, don't go to extremes. So forcing yourself, right, to make a choice that doesn't actually feel like you or doesn't feel like balanced and full and like, yeah, I'm down for that. That's not it, okay? Be gentle. Seven of Pentacles says, I've been working on something for a long time, And now I can take a step back and go, is it working? How well is it working? What adjustments need to be made? Maybe I want to prune a few branches off of this, or maybe I want to stop doing it entirely. But whatever decision you make, there's an adjustment. It's not just keep going as is, right? Like, that's really the main thing, is don't just keep going as is. This is a time, this is a decision point. You could make things really flourish a lot more, right? Death is a life giver. Spirit's funny, but that's what they're saying. When you mulch old plants, right, and allow them to feed next year's growth, right? You let it decompose and decay, and all those lovely nutrients go back in and create a fuller, more beautiful, richer harvest. So don't be trying to hold on to things and like, well, no, wait, maybe if I just stay right here, maybe if I just stay just like this, I won't screw it up. 8 of Swords is fear holding us back from going forward. And usually it has to do with an insecurity, a feeling of lack within. Maybe I lack the expertise. Maybe I lack the ability. No, like if I do it now, I'm not an expert, and there's other people who are experts. I should be an expert. Blah, 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 blah. Too many thoughts. Too many thoughts and too much believing the you're believing the reasons that you should hold back, and Spirit is like, life is an adventure, and you're literally here to get messy. You're on a planet with mud, right? If we were on planet Be Perfect, it would, I think, be just all angles, right? Angles and stainless steel and marble and stuff. No, we're here to get messy. So get out of your head and get into the work. Okay, 7 of Pentacles. Get your hands in the dirt. Start messing around with the plant. Don't like have it in your head and like, how would the plant be perfect? No, actually, what is the situation? And let's deal with the actual situation, not what I think about the situation. Does that make sense? Emotionally, water signs, open heart. We had the Ace of Cups in the weekly forecast. Open heart, let it go, release, right? So forgiveness is release. Having a heart-to-heart can be a big release, right? Don't hold it in. Don't hold it back, especially not because of like trying to be strategic. That's what I hear with the 8 of Swords is don't, and that wouldn't be a very water sign thing to do normally, but we all have our moments. And, you know, Cancer is known for their hard shell, and Scorpio is known for their ability to strike, and Pisces is known for their ability to disappear, right? If they get under pressure. And Spirit is like, whichever one you may be, don't do those things. Keep your heart open, because there's something coming. And it's calling you to a new place. And I think that you will be excited to go there. And be gentle with yourself along the way. You don't have to rush, and you don't have to go to extremes. That is, in fact, the opposite of what Spirit would ask you to do. Okay? Okay. Now, finally, let's talk to the fire signs. Forgive me. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Let's see what you've got this week. What is the theme, Spirit? Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Gorgeous. And what about money, work, projects, jobs, resources and opportunities for the fire signs? Spirit, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What do they need to know for their highest good? Hey, okay, all right. Decisions. And what about their mind? What about the mental realm for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius? What is going on in their head, Spirit? What kind of words, what kind of messages are flying around? Okay. And what about their heart? What about their emotions, feelings, relationships? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Beautiful. And finally, their fire, their own element, Spirit. What do Aries, Leo, Sagittarius need to know when it comes to their passion, what's lighting or firing them up. Okay, playing is firing you up. give it a little bit of a rest. Okay, all right, gorgeous theme card, fire signs. You can get it done. Get your willpower, take the reins, and drive in the direction that feels good to you. You heard me say it, I'll say it again, take your whole self with you. Along with your skills and your talents and your charisma and your fire, bring your fear and your insecurity and your doubt right along with you. All of them have genius for you, okay? So the whole point, right, is you don't want fear to take the wheel or to be holding the reins. But you do take your fear and you let it sit in the back seat and tell you, hey, I'm worried we're not saving enough money. So you can go, okay, is that true? Am I not saving enough money? Or should I pull over and get gas now? Or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? You want to listen, but you want to bring them. It's like, hey, but we're going. Listen, here's the deal. I'll put you in the back of the chariot, but we're going. Like, you can keep telling me all of these swords of what you're worried about, I'm worried about, I'm worried about, I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid. Great. Go ahead and hop on the back. You tell me how scared you are, and I'll make sure to make some minor adjustments, but we are going. We are going forward. You feel me? And that's big fire sign energy. Going forward even though you're afraid. So congratulations, and it's true that you do not need to know everything and have every step of the way mapped out, okay, as you go. Five of Wands. This is a card of potential distraction. So are you playing with ideas? Are you batting things around? If you're learning from that, great. If you're not learning from that, you might want to reconsider how you're spending your time. Seven of Pentacles, literally, let me step back and consider how I'm spending my time, my resources, my energy, Pentacles things, right? How am I budgeting my time for the various things I'm invested in? And am I getting the return on that investment? Maybe I'm spending a little too much time gaming or watching TV or reading Reddit or whatever the fuck, and maybe that's an adjustment I need to make. Spirit is showing me a gardener putting a little fence around, like, oh, well, the mint is gonna grow wild, so actually I'm gonna contain that. I'm gonna bring that out of the ground, put it in a container, then everything else is gonna have more room. Do you know what I'm saying? Metaphorically speaking, if I wait until blank o'clock to start gaming or to start scrolling or whatever your Five of Wands is, right? Whatever your flavor, that will give me the precious time I need to spend on my writing practice or my whatever it is that you want to prioritize, my working out, my fill in the blank. This will improve my life. This will make me feel like I'm growing, I'm richer for having spent my time like this. Guard that time. Make that decision about what is a distraction, what is just causing static in the way of you getting what you want. And if you do that, you will end up overjoyed. 10 of Cups. My cups runneth over supremely. I'm so pleased, not just with what I've been able to do, which the Chariot does indicate huge victory and overcoming of obstacles, right? Getting where I want to go. And the happily ever after that comes with that, right? Everyone like that I love, I'm able to share this joy with. So it's not even just me enjoying it. It's I have so much to give and receive. And that's what I hear. Thanks for being here, y'all. I appreciate you. I hope this serves you well, and I look forward to reading you again next week. Till then, bye.